serving southern New Mexico. This is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
February 11, 2024, just before 5 p.m., Officer Jonah Hernandez, a husband, a son, a brother, and the father of 2 young boys, was murdered. Officer Hernandez was dispatched to a trespassing call in the 300 block of South Valley. When he arrived, Armando Silva immediately attacked him with a large kitchen knife. For no reason whatsoever, Silva killed Officer Hernandez. A witness saw the unprovoked attack, retrieved a firearm from their vehicle, and confronted the murderer. Silva tried to attack the witness and was shot at least once. Silva later died from his injuries.
The Las Cruces Police Department is mourning the death of a fellow police officer. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Noah Apodaca.
And I'm Maddie Volmer. It's been about 48 hours since Officer Jonah Hernandez was stabbed to death on routine trespassing call. The city of Las Cruces is now going through the shock of an officer killed in the line of duty.
People have been visiting the site of the stabbing since it happened late Sunday afternoon. Flowers, notes, American flags, stuffed animals are all piling up in tribute of Officer Hernandez.
I was very devastated to hear about what happened. So seeing all these people parked on the side of the road, it makes me want to park on the side of the road too with my parents and pay respects to his family. Was affected by this because this is truly tragic.
He was understanding, and when he stabbed him,
yeah, he was he cared a lot.
He cared a lot about the community, everything about a lot of people.
Then around 9:45 Monday evening, hundreds gathered along I-25 and the Las Cruces University overpass. Law officers from all over New Mexico escorted Officer Hernandez from the medical examiners in Albuquerque to his home in El Paso. Nathan Acosta says his brother-in-law is a police officer and for a time was partnered with Officer Hernandez.
He would always come eat with our family together, so he was basically our brother as well.
NMSU student Vicente Silva is a criminal justice major and wants to go into police work.
I guess being a cop, they never know what to expect whenever they're going out to a call, and that's just something that you have to face the reality of it.
And Mayor Eric Enriquez.
The message to the city of Las Cruces Police Department is that we're mourning with you and we feel for you, but we'll support you in any way we can.
Officer Jonah Hernandez was a 2005 graduate of Andres High School in Las Cruces. He graduated from the Las Cruces Police Academy in 2022 and had been a patrol officer for 2 years. He was married to Yesenia Lopez and had 2 sons, a 10-year-old Sebastian and a 2-year-old Joaquin. The Las Cruces Police Officers Association has established a GoFundMe account and a local deposit account for Officer Hernandez's family. Donations can also be made at any Citizens Bank of Las Cruces branch in Las Cruces. Checks can also be dropped off at the Las Cruces Police Department. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has ordered all state flags to be lowered to half-staff from Wednesday through sundown on February 19th in honor of Officer Hernandez.
And the man suspected of killing the Officer Hernandez had a history.
And he's 29-year-old Armando Silva. Now, Chief Jeremy Story says Silva had a long history of violent crimes and spent the time in prison. Court records show Silva was sentenced to 2017 to 3 years in prison after pleading guilty to a domestic violence case. Now, 2 years later, he cut off his GPS bracelet when he was and then was arrested and found to be in possession of drugs. By 2023, Silva had both prior misdemeanors and felony convictions and had previously failed to appear in court.
Now we are going straight into weather.
Taking a look at our current conditions, skies are mostly clear and sunny today, getting pretty warm out here in Las Cruces. Our temperature is at 60 degrees. Our winds coming at you from the south at 5 miles per hour. Humidity at 19%, also dew point at 19 degrees, and that leaves us at a barometer of 30.01. Taking a look at today's high temperatures, we had a high of 63 and an average of 64. Still pretty steady out here, and a low of 35. Taking a look at our record temps, we had a high of 76 in 1962 and a low of 10 degrees in 1963. There's no chance of rain for tonight, sadly, but that leaves our yearly rainfall at 0.62. That's all I have for your current conditions, but I'll be back with your national forecast. Noah, Maddie, back to you.
Thanks, Alcati. Customs and Border Protection officers continue to stop drug smugglers at the international bridges in El Paso. In the last week, officers at the Isleta ports of entry seized a combined 225 pounds of fentanyl, cocaine, methamphetamine, and marijuana in 4 separate failed smuggling attempts. 3 Mexican citizens, 2 women, and 1 man were arrested, as well as 1 U.S. male citizen. All the suspects were turned over to Homeland Security Investigations or the Texas Department of Public Safety. Both chambers of the New Mexico legislature have voted in favor of the gun control measure, but the bill still needs to work on it before they can be sent to the governor's desk. The New Mexico Senate on Saturday night voted a 23-18 to pass the bill, which would require a gun shelter to wait 7 days after the purchase to deliver a gun to the buyer. It passed the House of Representatives on February 2nd in a 37-33 vote. Proponents point to the waiting periods have been shown to reduce gun homicides and suicides.
Now, New Mexico State University has announced the 5 finalists who are up to be NMSU's next president. In a meeting on Friday, the Board of Regents revealed the finalists' names who were selected from a national pool. The candidates are Michael Galvin from Texas Tech University, Wayne Jones from the University of New Hampshire, Austin Lane from Southern Illinois University, John Violin from the University of Maine, and Richard Williams from Utah Tech. Now, the finalists will visit NMSU later on this month, and members of the public will be able to hear from them directly.
Stay tuned. Alcati will be back to take a look at your national weather forecast.
Well, welcome back. You're watching News 22 Tuesday,
where news matters.
Now, I don't know about gardening. Are you a fan of gardening?
I am a fan of gardening, but I'm ready for these warm temperatures to help me start planning for my gardening. Alcati, what can you tell us about that national weather?
I didn't know we had some gardening savvies up in here, but yes, thanks Maddie, thanks Noah. So taking a look at our national map, temperatures are starting to warm up here in the southwest and west regions, but remaining cooler in the north regions as well. Taking a look at Maine at 30 degrees and Florida at 80 degrees. Taking a look at my next map, snow cover in the current U.S. Current cover, majority of snow is hitting the northwest and west regions. Heavier snow levels indicated right here with the pink and purples. Still some snow here in New Mexico, but not as much, so still pretty light. And taking a look at my last picture sent to us here at NMSU News22, beautiful clouds and snowy mountains from this past weekend. Very beautiful. You can always send us some photos and videos of weather to News22 Instagram or Twitter. Later on, I'll have your local weather forecast, but back to the desk for more news. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Alcati Shursa, and let's go ahead and take a look at those local temperatures. So taking a look at Farmington 52, Santa Fe at 47, still pretty steady here in New Mexico. Socorro at 59, Las Cruces at 63, and Deming at 61. Taking a look in New Mexico tomorrow, Farmington, same conditions at 51, Santa Fe at 47, Socorro at 64, Las Cruces at 67 as well, and Deming at 65. Taking a look in Alamogordo tonight, we'll have a low of 35 with clear and mostly clear skies, and tomorrow a high of 64. Taking a look tonight into the consequences, we'll have a low of 28, clear skies, similar conditions, and tomorrow a high of 66. And then tonight in Silver City, we'll have a low of 33, clear and sunny tomorrow, skies at a high of 55. And last but not least, Las Cruces, tonight we'll have a low of 63, clear conditions, and tomorrow a high of 67 with sunny conditions as well. That's all I have for your local temperatures, but back to Noah and Maddie for more news.
And Iberia is next with a look at sports.
Thanks, Maddie. Coming up in sports, NMSU women's basketball coming off a win against a conference rival. You can toss that remote because News22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Iberia de la Cruz, and let's talk sports. The women's basketball team is celebrating their win against Utah. They picked up a 66-59 victory last Saturday at the Pan American Center. NMSU got off to a hot start and out-rebounded UTEP consistently. But in the fourth quarter, UTEP started to come back. But then again, a late block by Molly Kaiser iced the game. They will now face Middle Tennessee this Thursday at home. The women were able to pull through, however, the men weren't, as fortunate as they got run out the building on the road against UTEP. Over 10,000 people were at the Don Haskins Center wondering if NMSU could pick up their first road win of the year. But the Aggies started ice cold, going 0-8, and couldn't recover, ending with 20 total turnovers and not once took the lead. As the Miners cruised to a 74-49 win, NMSU looks to end their struggles on the road against Middle Tennessee on Thursday night. The NMSU softball team got their season going this weekend with a pair of doubleheaders and won both in a dominating fashion. In their season opener game against Monmouth, Emily Dix allowed just 1 run on 6 hits while racking up 5 strikeouts, and the Aggies rode that and won both games. In this second series against Abilene Christian, freshman Desiree Spearman was phenomenal in 6 innings, striking out 10 Wildcats and allowing 0 runs. Spearman is now 2-0 this season and was named CUSA Freshman of the Week. They will be hosting Troy Cox Classic this weekend, starting against Nebraska at 3 on Friday. The New Mexico women's rugby team is looking forward to their upcoming tournament. Head coach Justin Karenberg shows up every Tuesday to put the team through the paces, learning how to tackle, how to pass the ball, and other fundamentals. He says this is the next step in their rugby journey.
So long, and then at a certain point you can't play anymore, so you start coaching. And some of the things that have kept me out coaching is just the great group of individuals that always come out and put the effort in, and it's just enjoyable.
The NMSU rugby team is raising a fundraiser where you can find the link at their Instagram account at NMSU Rugby Team. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us tomorrow for more sports action. Still ahead on News22, Alcari will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast. But first, be ready for your daily dose of Q. More on that when News22 continues.
Welcome back to News 22. It's time for your daily dose of Q. The Indianapolis Zoo is welcoming a newborn white rhinoceros calf.
It is the mother's 7th calf and the first rhino's live birth for the zoo. The birth brings the zoo's herd of rhinoceroses to a total of 5. That's especially good because Africa rhinos are being treated by habitat loss and poaching. It's hoped that the zoo's breeding program will bring attention to protect the animals in the wild.
And Alcari, what can you tell us about that 5-day?
So taking a look at that 5-day forecast, mostly sunny throughout the week, so no need to worry about no rain or snow, sorry about it. And then taking a look at the lows, still pretty steady in the low 30s and high 40s. That's all I have for your 5-day forecast. Back to the desk for more news.
Thanks, Alcari. Now imagine if we had rhinos here in Las Cruces.
Imagine, that'd be crazy. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great night.
This news brief en español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Buenas tardes, les saluda Zaira Sánchez con las breves de hoy en Noticias 22. El Departamento de Policía de Las Cruces está de luto por la pérdida de uno de los suyos que fue asesinado en acto de servicio después de responder a una llamada el domingo por la tarde. El oficial Jonah Hernández, que ha estado con el Departamento de Policía de Las Cruces por 2 años, fue apuñalado después de responder a una llamada en la cuadra 300 del sur de la avenida Valley, cerca de Amador. La policía cree que Hernández fue apuñalado por el sospechoso que entró en una propiedad privada. También se ha revelado que el agresor fue abatido a tiros por un ciudadano que presenció parte del incidente cuando el oficial fue atacado. El mismo ciudadano utilizó la radio de Hernández para pedir auxilio. Anoche, ciudadanos y oficiales se alinearon por la carretera 25 para brindar homenaje a Hernández.
Era partners con mi cuñado y pues iba a comer con nosotros cuando eran los holidays. Cuando eran los holidays iba a comer con nosotros.
Oh, la tristeza. Muy triste del principio. No creía que es posible que algo así podía pasar aquí en Las Cruces.
Noticias 22 seguirá cubriendo los avances de esta investigación. Gracias por acompañarnos. Bonita noche.